All right, so I want to show you another really interesting method for compositing and for image selection, and it's called a clipping path. And you can use these to do lots of different types of things, lots of different types of design work. And let's get in and let's try one. So here I have this image of this woman, and what I want to do is trap the image inside of a shape. And I can do this with a raster shape or with a vector shape. We're going to do both. We're going to try both. So we're going to make a new layer. I'm going to click the Make New Layer button. And I'm going to grab my elliptical marquee tool, and I'm going to draw down an ellipse. Now what I want to do is fill this ellipse with a solid color. It actually can be any color. I like to use black. It makes more sense to me if it's black. So I'm going to go over, choose black and fill. I can go to edit and choose fill. Fill with foreground color, click OK. And I've created this element here. I'm going to go to select and choose deselect. And what I'm going to do is take this and drop it to the bottom layer. Now we're going to composite these two images together, these two layers together, using a clipping path. Two ways to activate the clipping path. One is to hold down the Alt key and move in between the two layers. And I'll get this little symbol, it's like a little indentation symbol. And when I click, it clips. I'm going to undo the clipping path. The other way to do it is to click on the top layer. So I'm trapping image pixels from the top layer into a shape on the bottom layer. And that's basically what a clipping path allows us to do. I'm going to right click, choose create clipping mask. I have the same effect. So now I've created this really cool knockout, and I've trapped the shape into the knockout, and we looked at using bevel and emboss and drop shadow in a previous exercise, so I'm not going to bore you with that. Now I'm going to undo all that. I'm going to throw this shape away. I'm going to make a new layer, and in addition to using a raster shape, I can use one of my vector shapes. So let's say that I want a rounded rectangle. I'm going to grab that rounded rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw down a rounded rectangle over the image. I'm going to repeat the steps. I've got the fill set to black. I've got a stroke in my stroke box, and this is a standard shape. And we'll come back. One of the things we'll do is we'll come back and spend more time with these vector shapes. Once again, I need this to be underneath because I'm trapping the object, the paint pixels on top into the layer underneath. I do my clipping path, I right click, choose create clipping mask, traps it inside the image. And now I can do things like adjust the stroke on the outside of the box. Come down here and adjust the stroke on the outside of the box. I have to be in the right layer for that. And I've created a clipping mask. And this is a couple of different ways that I can work with that clipping mask, and I can make some very interesting designs and shapes. I could add more boxes in here, trap more photos inside of them, and make an interesting like collage. You can do all sorts of things, and that is a clipping mask or clipping path.